A decision has come in regarding Prince Harry's visa. Was the application done incorrectly? Was there favor by the government? The Heritage Foundation wanted to find out, and now a ruling is in. But the problem is it's under seal, and now many are saying the case is closed. What's actually happening? We got John Witherspoon here to break it down. Welcome to Popcorn Palace. I am Andy Signor. So glad to have John Witherspoon back, attorney at law. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, Andy. How are you?
Well, I'm confused. Confused because I'm seeing reports out there saying the case is closed. There was a secret ruling. It's all done. Prince Harry can breathe a sigh of relief. But you're telling me there's more to this than most people are reporting. So I'm glad to have you here. Here's the document that we have, guys, that the decision is in. But it's now sealed. Ex-parte order signed by Judge Carl Nichols. Sealed ex-parte memorandum opinion signed by Judge Carl Nichols. So that's all we know. Decision is in. The opinion is in. But it's sealed. Now, Newsweek and other outlets are out there reporting saying this case is over. John, is that true? Has this case now been terminated?
Well, terminated is a loaded word, and it is not the only word that could be used to describe the situation. The judge did two things yesterday. Number one, he issued an order, which is the same thing that he did last month. And he also issued a memorandum opinion. Memorandum opinion is a very short opinion. It has no value for legal precedents or anything like that. It basically just says, I'm going to make a decision based on this case and this case alone, and then we're going to move on. As far as terminating the case, it's not terminated as in there can never be anything further that happens with this. It could be appealed depending on what the decision is. It could be Heritage Foundation that appeals. It could be Department of Homeland Security appeals. We'll just have to wait and see exactly what transpires. We don't know how long the decision has been sealed for. It could be a temporary seal. It could be a seal that gets lifted in 6 months or a year or whatever it is. Generally, the courts are reluctant to seal things without a very, very good reason. And in this particular case, it's conceivable that somebody like Heritage Foundation could come along and go back to the judge and say, hey, we want to make sure, according to the court rules for this particular court, that you've sealed this properly because we're not satisfied with the way that this has turned out. So it'll be very interesting to see. It's not over yet. And as you mentioned, Andy, this was not a case that involves expelling Harry from the United States. It was a case originally brought because of what was written in the book Spare, so that Heritage Foundation and other people could get a better understanding of exactly how Harry's visa application, assuming he did one to begin with, to make sure that that was done properly and that he was not given favorable treatment.
So I guess I'm still trying to understand what is this actually going to mean then moving forward? Will they be able to unseal this? Will we actually find out what's going on? Or could this all just be what it is? It's sealed. You're never going to know. Case closed.
Any of those options is a possibility. And I know that's very frustrating for a lot of people. You know, the conspiracy theorists will come out of the woodwork. They'll say this is a cover up. This is being swept under the rug, et cetera, et cetera. I'm very confident that that's not what's going on, especially because of the caliber of the lawyers that are involved. Heritage Foundation had some very, very outstanding lawyers in court back in February when I was there and observed them. They did a terrific job. They're very tenacious. And if there's anything to be made out of this ruling, this opinion, I'm sure that they will get at it if it's at all possible to find out what it is. Typically, the only reason you would seal a ruling like this is because there is some very, very compelling interest having to do with something like national security, international relations, some very high-level diplomatic type of an issue, but we just don't know. And I realize that's very frustrating for a lot of people to hear, but it is what it is for the time being. And we'll just have to watch and see, as I said, if there's an appeal that's lodged, that's taken up to the Court of Appeals for the DC Circuit, or if there's anything profound that Heritage Foundation has to say. I know Niall Gardner has made a couple of sort of preliminary comments, but it'll be very interesting to see what he has to say in the coming days and weeks.
So, I mean, when went before we went to air, you're like, yeah, you think this could mean trouble for Harry. Like, you don't think it's over, and you think there is actually stuff going. So even though we got to give you the true story of what's happening there, you think there's more. And I mean, it looks like the quotes we are getting from Heritage Foundation, it appears the judge has ruled and the ruling is under seal. We know nothing about how the judge ruled. No one should read into the order or the fact that it's under seal. We have always said the case is unique and opinions can be initially sealed in such cases. We will continue to monitor. So they're not saying this is a loss. They're saying we expected this could happen. We don't know what the verdict is yet. Why do you speculate that the under seal is not good news for Harry?
Well, here's the thing. And again, this is absolutely conjecture. This is in no way, based on any special knowledge that I have or anything like that. And by the way, I thought that statement from Heritage was very, very appropriate and very well done. The interesting thing is that there's this order that came along at the same time the decision was handed down. And if this was a case where Judge Nichols said, you know what, I'm not going to do this, and here are the reasons why, I don't think that he would seal that type of opinion, memorandum opinion that he filed. So the fact that the opinion is sealed, and also the fact that there's an order accompanying the opinion, makes me think that in some way, shape, or form, there is some direction to someone, presumably to the United States government, to the Department of Homeland Security, that they need to do something. And again, time will tell if that's correct or not. It could just be a case of, the judge has had Prince Harry's visa application in his chambers on his desk. It could just be a case of him saying, I'm ordering that this document, this file be sent back to Homeland Security or sent back to the State Department or wherever the parts of it came from. But it could also well be an order that says to Homeland Security, hey, you need to do something to move this case along further and give Heritage Foundation something that they've asked for, which is access to Harry's visa application. Again, sounds very convoluted and very evasive and everything, but it has to be because we just don't know. And that's exactly what Nell Gardner said in his statement to Newsweek.
So, all right, there's still a lot to take down. It's not good news, as Newsweek and many people are out there reporting. It could be good news. It could be good news, but the fact that it's sealed and the fact that all this is happening, don't just trust Newsweek's take. There's clearly a lot more still to this case. So as John said, though, Prince Harry should be a little worried. This isn't a slam dunk win, as many outlets are trying to spin in his favor. Always a pleasure having you on the show, sir. Thank you for this insight. We will keep you posted like we've done in the beginning regarding this case and so much more. So if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button to Popcorn Palace. Hit the bell for all alerts. We actually got some good stuff in the works you're not going to miss. So smash that like, get your alerts notified, leave your comments down below, and stay tuned for more. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you, John. Thank you all. We'll be back with more soon.